magic damage on hand once you get the Cinder Brew up and running on Jabs, but holding these heroes down with just the Phoenix support, you're not going to be able to really threaten. You might be able to burn down Celery, but keeping that IO down when he missteps, and without stuns, you can't really do that much.
Well, certainly not. How's that bot lane going? You're going to see Tofu, Ace, of course, against Genuine and Raven. I think Lacoste also kind of pointed out that the POS1 Necro, something you and I don't get to see Raven playing that often. In fact, hold that thought, Jabs. Getting very, very low, will be served up by GJ, is going to be fine, but I mean, Gaimin Gladiators, this top lane, we already said it, it's very aggressive, it's very scary for Fnatic, and you can see Duraccio, every chance he gets, he wants to try and move in for a stun, and here we go again. Jabs, gonna get stunned up, only a 1 second stun though. They'll go for the rift back. Jabs, gotta be very cautious, there's a lot of damage. Celery looking for the block out, and First Blood is gonna go the way of Gaimin. Duraccio able to pick it up, and boom, already tipping Celery from the mid lane.
And that's just some great positioning to look for that opportunity for Gaimin Gladiators. This is something that they should be doing. They can absolutely bully out the top lane. The bot lane, maybe not as much. You're still seeing Johnny Well find the angles. Trees grow back really fast now. Sustain coming through from Raven makes it annoying for Ace to work that lane. But if you could get aggression from top, I don't think you mind that the bot lane's slower. It's a Necrophos lane. You don't really expect to win that.
Oh boy, that's a lot of damage from Armel. Boom, getting him very, very low on that mid lane. Again, a high kind of skill matchup here in the mid lane between Armel and Boom. As top, Jabs again going to be in a bit of danger. Duraccio not giving him the space, and well, poor old Jabs, only 6 CS right now on the Brewmaster. It's not going to get any easier. This lane, it just keeps getting worse as time goes on.
Yeah, it only gets workable once you hit those level 6s. Once you have the split up, you could maybe threaten, but it does feel like you're going to want another ult on top, maybe threaten with the egg, and try to burn someone down. It could be one way. It's still a massive cooldown to commit. And again, just considering how the lanes are going, Gaimin Gladiators are just doing really well. They're managing to win out the top lane. They're managing to even out the bot lane. Like, you aren't finding the best CS on Ace, but he's not lagging behind the Necrophos. And again, as a Necrophos, you need to dominate that lane. We're not seeing that big dominance out from Raven. He's not giving any openings towards Gaimin to look for the aggression with the double stun.
Uh-oh. Yeah, DJ just gets a new one. Duraccio just tears him apart. No real contest. Celery, he'll be the one to take the kill, but oh, it's such a rough off-lane Fnatic. How do you recover from that? I mean, Jabs, you're going to have to find a way to get some farm going on this Brewmasters. It's just not going to get any better as time goes on. Like, what do you do here, John? Do you creep skip? Do you pull the creep wave? How do you fix this lane up now?
Creep skipping sounds good. I think you've got to accept that the lane's just sort of dead. Jabs will try to pull back, but you've got the mobility to punish.
I love this from Gaimin Gladiators. They're just not going to allow it. Jabs, he will get away with it in the end, but Celery, he'll go for a bit of a chase down. He does not want to make it easy. As Jabs will continue pulling away the creep wave. Celery, can he get it to a neutral perhaps? Oh, looks like he may just. No, Jabgro is going to keep pulling. Through the Roshan they go. Celery, he'll chase them all the way. It looks like Jabs does get away with the creep wave. Keep in mind though, John, this is all free farm now for Duraccio, just in the safe lane. Just hidden creeps. In fact, never mind that. Duraccio wants to try and intercept, but is not going to be able to get the rift off.
And you really do just want to punish. And even if you're not punishing, a CK with this much early farm, going to be in an early armlet out for Duraccio. He's just going to be able to really be aggressive. I think the only shining moment right now for Fnatic is that mid lane for Armel. Like, he is finding the farm. He's worked that lane against Boom really, really well. Has a nice, considerable CS lead. Has been playing the small Raven as well.
Big trouble. No Ghost Rat up. Breathe Fire. Not going to be enough. Raven barely surviving. Will be salved up by Genuine. Well, but even the safe lane of Fnatic not really being as dominant as you would have once expected.
Yeah, it's a lot of investment just to stay there. And again, when you've got the Necrophos and he's not completely beating down DK, it doesn't feel great. Top again. Just constant aggression out into Jabs.
Yeah, he's in big trouble. They'll chase him down with the overpower. It's just so much attack speed for Duraccio, but they have lost the Brewmaster, at least for now. But Jabs, such low HP, cannot stick around. He'll have to make the walk of shame back, surely, towards the Fountainers mid lane. Armel going to try and fight for the regen room, but boom. Easily Remnants over, does pick it up. Is able to remain within the lane against the TA. But you've got to give props to Armel, John. His CS, top of the board right now.
It's the only lane that's going well for Fnatic. Everything else has been less than ideal for Fnatic. Gaimin Gladiators are just working this early timing well, threatening with how durable they are, threatening with the stuns, and Jab's just never safe. Every time he shows up for that CS, immediately loses the HP. I think DJ must have expended like 3-4 salves at this point just to keep Jabs in lane.
It's going to be a lot. There you go. 1.1k, Jonathan, spent by DJ just to keep Jabs going. And well, even then, Jabs is still level 4. Almost 7 minutes in, level 4 on the Brewmaster. Compare that to the level 6 of Dyrachio. What do you do now? Like, do you even return to the lane anymore? Is it time to just give up on it? He's coming back. They need some kind of rotation, but they've got a TA mid. They'll bring Genuel up instead. Jabs, again in big danger. They'll slow them down with the Fire Spirits, the Celery. He's going to be the target here for Genuel with the lead team, but Dyrachio going to try and keep him safe as Celery. Looks to survive, and they just go back in. Stuns out, DJ, he'll cop it. Dyrachio moving in again. Look at the damage output. Armel's going to move in, trying to focus down Celery, but they've lost DJ. They'll get Celery down, but Dyrachio's out. They've got no stuns.
No level 6s up, no stuns, no overgrowth, no split, no Stone Panda to kind of get that done for you. And it's just so easy for Gaimin Gladiators to overextend, knowing that it's going to be long and hard beside a Fnatic to punish. At the very least, Armel does find a kill for his troubles, has the power to heads up, is working towards that Dragonlance quite nicely here. And considering these slower lanes, Armel and Raven are finding some good farm. You're getting that early build-up, but the aggression for Gaimin, it's just never stopping.
Oh, Boom's trying to get aggressive now mid lane. Armel is going to be fine. They'll just burn through the refraction charges. Boom is just about 500 gold net worth behind the TA, but it's something you'd expect, right? Like, TA is just a flash farmer. You're always going to be behind this hero. In fact, props to Dyrachio. He's still ahead on the CK, but to be fair, he has had a pretty free lane for himself.
Yeah, he certainly has. It's been free. He's been getting aggression out. There's no contest from Jabs. They have managed to build a lot of stacks on Fnatic's end, so they are clearing it out now for Armel to get that build up into the Dragonlance. He is just going for that more, not really tempo, but the scaling TA Dragonlance into Deso, looking to just build up for his team, acting as the real win condition. Raven, for his part, is trying to rush into Travel, so you should expect some more early activity from Necros. It does feel like Fnatic should start to play around that.
Bot lane, chains out, Dragontail will follow up. Cookie, it's perfect timing. Gaimin Gladiators chaining everything just perfectly as Raven, he just could not survive through it. There was no help around either. Genuel, he does TP in the end, but all he can do now is try to defend that bottom tier 1 tower and ace. He's just going to start chipping away at it. Even without the dragon form up, it will be there in a second. So that bottom tier 1 tower, it's as good as dead.
Yeah, it's not going to last long. Living armor only at level 1 as well. Not the best amount to sustain. The armor's not the highest as well. They will TP back Raven, though. He does have Reaper's Sight. He's got his Hood of Defiance. He's a bit tankier here.
But where are you going to get the damage, John? Where's the damage coming from?
Yeah, I mean, you kind of need the TA to show up, but it's a farming TA. It's a TA mid. You don't really want to. You don't have a blink up. So it's a bit of an awkward spot for Fnatic. It feels like Fnatic, they understand that they've got really good team fight when their supports hit level 6 as well with the cores. It just such a slow process considering how far behind they were in those lanes.
Ace Rune, Armel, he's going to get chained up. Remnants forward, boom. He gets it first. Armel will meld up, but it's not going to matter. Sentry's down. TP's not enough either. High fives between the GG boys as they move in for more. DJ, he's going to be okay. Jabs will be left to run, but they're going after that mid-tier 1 tower now. They've got the siege creep up. It does seem like Fnatic are about to lose all their tier 1 towers by around the 11-minute mark. As Gaimin looking for a bit more to jump in, but they'll go right back after that tier 1 mid tower. And the bottom tier 1, it's as good as gone as well. This is a disastrous start for Fnatic.
It's not looking good, but Gaimin Gladiators playing excellently, understanding the strengths of their drafts, understanding the weakness of Fnatic at every single lane. and just having Boom pop off. Like, he just shows up. He is building into that Spirit Vessel, so you will have a really strong way of just counteracting all the healing from the Treant, all the healing from the Phoenix and the Necrophos, and suddenly that sustain that Fnatic wants in the middle of these fights, it feels a lot less impactful. So you're going to have to watch yourself here. Fnatic, they're still playing slow. They're trying to build up for the TA, but it does feel like they've neglected their Brewmaster and their Necrophos in terms of getting that pace going. No splits out yet from Jabs, just focusing on farm. No Reaper Sight usage from Raven. It's like you said when we pointed this out, though. No damage. Not until Armel's in can you really play around these spells.
Ace, he'll move in again. Bot tier 1 tower. He's got the help right behind him. Fnatic, they have moved their way up. Cookie, it's off the mark, but Raven, he was still stunned up. Mortimer's kisses are there. Egg is dropped with the little shredder. It's going to make it in time. Reaper Sight does nothing. They'll eventually find Tofu, but what does it matter? Duraccio, he'd be a much bigger killer if Fnatic can find it. But GG, they are around to try and help out as Duraccio is going to get dived. Maybe they have the damage. Celery, unable to relocate in time. Meanwhile, Boom, he needs the remnant out. Fnatic, they don't lose that tier 1, and they do find a couple of great pickoffs as Jabs. Was looking for a bit more, but is unable to find another target.
Yeah, it's a bit split up there for Fnatic. You know, the egg came down, we didn't have the Ogre immediately on top of it. Jabs, with the split, does make a lot of big plays, cutting off that aggression, giving Fnatic that opening. There is a solution here coming on for Fnatic. There's that instant response from Gaimin when they can just relocate around. They've got an Ember who can be really aggressive, but you still have to respect that without the Spirit Vessel fully up, the sustain is still pretty strong. Raven just manages to stand in front with the Hood of Defiance through all of that and still manages to get work done. Doesn't get a Reaper Sight charge, but still kind of sets up the kills that they need on Fnatic's end. Smoke out here, though.
Yeah, big kill if they can find Armel. Boom, moving in immediately. Cookie, oh, it's off the mark again. Second time in a row. A player from Gaimin, they just turn around at the wrong moment and they'll miss the Cookie.
Yeah, sometimes that Cookie, you try to throw it out in a very, very, very precise moment, and the wavelengths don't line up. And so you miss out an opportunity. Armel gets back to farming. Could have been a very big kill to cement Gaimin Gladiators' position, kind of compensate for that last fight. Instead, Armel is just going to go back to farm. You can see that here again.
Yeah, what can you do? Cookie out, boom, whoops. I don't want this anymore. He was trying to throw a remnant out for the exit plan, but wrong timing. Bit unfortunate.
It happens sometimes, you know, trying to play it safe, have all your bases covered, and just lines up at the wrong time. Gaimin Gladiators, though, still leading by a good amount despite missing some of that kills. 3-6, 3K lead for Gaimin, getting some really solid build up here on Duraccio. Blink coming out next for his CK with the Echo Saber and Armlet up. So he's going to be able to initiate really well for his team, tying that in with down the line Ace's Blink. He's going for the BKB first on the DK. So they want that big frontline hero. They just don't want to be bursted down and held down by Fnatic's team fight. Fnatic, for their part, they've been sitting on level 6 for a while now. They've got Overgrowth back up. They've got Egg back up. They've got Split back up. Even the Reaper Sight is ready on Raven. It feels like this is the moment where Fnatic should start to be looking for more. They've got Travels up in Raven. You can just show up to any lane to get a fight going.
Where do they go? Fnatic still very defensive. They'll TP down bot. 4 heroes, they might go for a smoke attempt. There you go. Raven will join. Jabs with the primal split should be able to set up. Ace is the target they're looking for on the Dragon Knight as they try to slow him down, but they miss out with the Nature's Grasp. Ace, he'll go for a run. Mortimer's kisses are in. Jabs, he won't go for the primal split yet. In fact, they don't need it. Reaper's Scythe will be enough. Raven, he'll get the damage in, but here come Gaimin. They want to get a bit of revenge going onto the Necrophos. Ghost Shroud will protect them. The primal split is going to be out. Onto the Ember they go. Boom. He is trying to get his way out, but remedying just an inch away as the Cyclone, Duraccio, getting caught, but Celery, he should go for a relocate very soon and does get it off. They do reset, because Celery is going to have to come back into this fight. So it should be another kill for Fnatic. A 3-0 so far, including the IO, but Boom, he's going to move in and try to save Celery. Tether away to Duraccio. He went back in. This might cost him. He'll try for the TP out, and in fact, he'll make it. Just TP forehead.
No stuns. You know, stuns win games, Mike, and for Fnatic, that's all tied into the ults. None of them are up. They expended it at the start of the fight. You still lose Celery. You don't lose Duraccio. It feels a lot better for Fnatic still, you know, they find some big pickoffs over there. They slow down the build-up of Ace into his BKB, and they get that charge up on Raven. Fnatic just needs to keep playing around those cooldowns. Next time they've got 3 ults up, look for the kill, keep forcing the plays, drag in Armel every now and again, have him kind of peek in and out of farming and kills and just build up that way. For Gaimin, every time those ults are down, that's an opportunity for them, and that's a lot more opportunities as there's a lot of ults that with pretty decently long cooldowns here for Fnatic.
Oh, Dyrachyo. He'll start the Roshan. Gaimin Gladiators is going to move in. Jabs, he seems to know something is arise. He sees the courier now, does take it down, does now very realize that the Roshan is being taken as they'll drag him in. Jabs gets rifted up, boom, he gave the vision with the sleight of fist, but Jabs, he's going to be fine. Raven does save the day with the Death Seeker as Jabs, he'll keep going. Dyrachyo, the one in trouble. The Chaos Knight's gone. Ace, got a BKB and run. Boom, he'll try to do the same. Remnant away the Overgrowth, not gonna hold him down. Death Seeker to follow. Dyrachyo, he'll bite back as Jabs is gone now. Fnatic, they need a retreat. Armel will blink away. Raven, he'll have to do it the old-fashioned way and just walk as DJ has the Icarus dive. Gaimin, they bought back for this, John. They won't find a kill that they really wanted apart from Jabs, but they have to go back for the Roshan now.
Yeah, they've got to try to take it. They've got the egg ready here on Fnatic. Just need a good angle for DJ. They've still got some play left despite not having Overgrowth here.
Oh, DJ, Sunray's a bit early. He was looking to sneak in and still... Oh, DJ, no. He's got the Icarus dive. He's going to be okay. Gaimin, they'll keep going. Armel, he does have a blink up. Gaimin are taking their time with this Roshan. They're being very patient as the traps are giving vision on the health of the Roshan. Jabs is back up with the primal split to boot, so this is not the team fight anymore for Gaimin. They've still committed a buyback for this. They'll smoke up instead. Armel in the meantime will meld right in the Roshan pit and might try to steal it while they are fighting. Jabs will hold them back. Dyrachyo, he's too far forward. Reaper sight this out. It is going to be enough in the end to take him down. The relocate was not there in time. Celery, he's going to get out of there, but so do the rest of Gaimin as the Cyclone is out. Jabs, he'll hold down Tofu. The Snapfire in big trouble. There's your Io. There's your relocate back the other way towards the Roshan pit. But Roshan's gone, John. Armel, he takes it while the fight was happening. Fnatic, it's a massive win for the Radiant.
That was such a tricky fight for Fnatic to really execute, right? Like, they didn't have Overgrowth, they had Egg, they barely got Jabs back after stalling Roche for such a long time, yet they still find the timing to do that. They forced the issue, great blink in from Armel, just while everyone was out. There was the sentry to spot him if someone was hanging in that pit, but he chooses the right time to go, clears out Roshan, and gives Fnatic that opportunity to just take this very fragmented fight. Gaimin, they didn't quite go all in on Roche. They were going in and out. It was giving so much time for Fnatic that they still found the opportunity. Despite, again, Overgrowth's probably their one big stunt to set up for, say, the egg. And they still managed to not find that opportunity despite that spell being blown by John Well much earlier on. So Fnatic riding on the coattails now of Armel. Our TA is growing bigger and bigger now. 10k net worth above the CK. After a bit of a slower start, Fnatic has found themselves a foundation to stand on. And the only hero struggling on Fnatic's end is Jabs. The build-up here on our Brewmaster going a lot slower than you'd want to. Ag's going to be delayed. Refresh down line's going to be a lot longer. Gaimin, they still have those early timings lined up for Dyrachyo and for our DK.
I mean, you've got to give credit to Jabs, though. He's having a great time, a great game so far, just setting up every fight as we do get to see the net worth difference here between Armel and Dyrachyo. And naturally, Dyrachyo, he was keeping up very effectively, Jonathan, but after those last team fights, that buyback committed, the dieback happening, it's just terrible news for Gaimin now. Raven taking a great lead, and this is where you've got to be very careful as Gaimin. You hit a timing with this TA Necrophos, it's hard to keep up after, once they've hit that timing, and well, we'll see when Fnatic do want to start really pressuring. If they might want a few more items up on Armel before they do get going. Maybe just the Dragonlance to come out. But it's looking real darn good for Fnatic at the moment as Gaimin. Well, they're the ones that got to find a way to try and fight back against the power spike.
Yeah, I think for Gaimin, a couple of BKBs will help the cause. They already have that BKB up on Ace, but he doesn't have the blink. So you don't have the follow through on the DK to help out your Ember, especially if he does jump in the front. Boom is also working towards his own BKB. And I think once you have those two BKBs plus the blink on DK, that's when the opportunities line itself up once more for Gaimin. That's when they can see the ults expended, they go in.
Jabs, go for a rush in. Boom will remnant away. The rest of Gaimin Gladiators is going towards the bottom side of the map, trying to get that farm going, realizing they may be a little bit too far behind at the moment. Armel, in the meantime, he'll take the top tier 2 tower, or at least try to force the defense to come out here from Gaimin, but he's got so much trap vision. In those tree lines, there's just nowhere to TP in. You go, Armel, chances are he's just going to jump you. Gaimin, they seem to know this. They won't make the defense up towards the top tier 2 tower. Instead, Fnatic, they'll go to them, down towards the bot lane, but Gaimin, they do back up at the exact right time.
Yeah, just avoiding every single fight right now for Gaimin. They know they're up against Aegis. They know these spells from Fnatic are off cooldown. Fnatic gonna smoke in from the bot. Could have a good collapse opportunity onto the mid. As Jabs is also around, looking for that opportunity. Ace is pretty beefy, but it's the only target they really see. No one else up top. Boom is farming up very far away from that smoke location. He's getting a good flank here. It's going to be a little bit tougher, and it does feel like that smoke is wasted. Gaimin should be able to just avoid hanging around in the bot lane, keeping their own farm game up. Fnatic, I mean, they've already taken the top tier 2. They could take Outpost, but Aegis still has a lot of time. Well, at least less than a minute. Enough time to at least pressure a tier 2 again.
Absolutely. Back into the mid tier 2 tower, they go Fnatic. Gaimin not really interested in trying to respond right now. Celery even just relocating to the mid lane to try and just skip the creep wave and force them to back off and stop going after the tier 2 mid tower. You'd love to see it, but Celery, he's still an IO, John. He's just delaying the inevitable, and in fact, the tier 2's gone. The backdoor never kicked in.
Just too much damage coming out from Armel. And Gaimin are, again, doing a great job of avoiding, but it begs the question, if Fnatic never fights, they're never going to use their ults. If they never use their ults, they're always off cooldown. If they're always off cooldown, Gaimin can't force a fight. So they're kind of stuck in the stalemate.
He's going to blink right into Celery. Durantio immediately just TPing out. Celery, he'll do the same. Nice quick thinking. Armel unable to find himself a target, but he will take the bottom tier 1 tower instead. Again, Gaimin Gladiators, they just don't seem interested in a fight right now. They understand it's a power spike for Fnatic. They've got to just leave them alone for a bit, get that initial farm going on Durantio, maybe a BKB to come out before you smoke up and go for the fight.
Yeah, they've already got one BKB up on Boom in addition to Ace's early BKB. And this should be Durantio's full BKB being flown out as well. So triple BKBs up for Gaimin. This should be the moment where they can commit onto Fnatic. Their ults do go through BKBs, so that is one way for Fnatic to do it, but John Well's going to have to time himself really well with that overgrowth to give that opportunity back to Fnatic despite that spell immunity.
Oh, Fnatic, they'll group up down a bot lane. This could be a blessing in disguise here for Gaimin. Again, the BKB's up. They should be willing to smoke and try to force the fight. Even on the low ground, and there's your smoke up now, Gaimin. They'll make their way over through the bot lane. It'll be a big team fight for them. Tofu, the only one who'll stick back. Just for the Mortimer's Kisses as Boom will frontline for the team. Fnatic, though, they realize the smoke might be happening. They'll back off in the tree line underneath their own vision. They'll wait very carefully. It's Gaimin. They're wrapping around the long way. Trying to find a nice angle to initiate this team fight as Armel. He's going to show himself, but this is all a trap. Fnatic, they have all the vision in the world with the traps and with the Tinker Ward. It could be a terrible team fight for Gaimin to try and initiate. But they've got to try with those BKBs. There's no choice in the matter. They're still waiting. Armel, he does take the tier 2 bot. Are they going to jump? Ace, not quite yet. There's a counter smoke now from Fnatic, but it's going to be broken immediately on Jabs. Durantio still waiting behind the tree line. Boom, he's going to show himself on the Ember Spirit. But there is your primal split. Boom, remnanting back, is going to get stunned up, I believe, as the Rock will follow. He's still fine as Jabs. He'll look around for a bit more, but Durantio going to try and go after the Spirits. Will get tornadoed up. Instead, Celery, he's the one caught out now. But where's the follow-up damage? It's not there yet. Here comes the TA, though. They're trying to get out Armel right into the backside onto Celery with his own BKB. Celery, he's dropping low. There's your Meld Strike. Durantio, he's been left alone. Celery, he'll buy back. Genuel's gone. They're going to go for the fight. The egg, it does explode. Jabs is going to drop to boot. Durantio, he'll barely go down here to Raven. Can they really take the fight? Mel going after Tofu. We'll find another, but it seems like Fnatic, they've gone too far. Boom, on a triple kill, will completely clean up the side of Fnatic.
Oh man, it was a lot of back and forth, a lot of patience coming through there from both sides to look for that opportunity. Fnatic in the end got a little bit impatient. They smoked, they break, they immediately tried to rectify that, look for the straggler, or what they thought was a straggler, and didn't quite find the angle. Really great split from Jabs to cut off the aggression on the left side, but they were waiting. Boom was just hanging back. They instantly lose the Fire Panda, so a lot of damage lacked. Armel had to jump in with his BKB to kill off the IO, and that left him very vulnerable once that BKB faded. They couldn't land that Overgrowth egg combo once more, and Johnny Well just dies. Little Shredder ruins his game.
And that was very heads up from Gaimin as well. They seem to have read the fact that there may have been vision placed down in that tree line on the far right side of the map from Fnatic, and they were correct. Had they fought in that area, it may have been a different story, but they forced Fnatic to go to the high ground of the triangle first, and naturally they're at a disadvantage trying to make it to that high ground. And so Fnatic, they overextend a little bit, and suddenly Gaimin, they've got the net worth lead once again.
Yeah, they bounce back in. They are the aggressors at this point. Look for throwing tier 2s and Jabs.
Yeah, he's in big trouble again. Can he get himself out? Stun is there, Duraccio. He'll hold him down forever. Jabs can knock it out of there. Gaimin, they'll find another great kill, and suddenly they're onto the top tier 2 tower.
That's a painful death for Jabs. He was 200 gold away from the full Ags buyout. Double charge on Primal would have been game-changing in the middle of these fights. Just gets a little bit impatient farming forward, doesn't respect that mobility from Gaimin. They find a punishment. Tier 2, living armor's there. It's not going to keep it alive for that much longer.
At all. Gaimin, again, doing a fantastic job here in this game. Number one, Fnatic, they had such a great start, but suddenly they are falling behind. See what they can do to try and push the game back their way now. 3K net worth advantage for Gaimin. Not too far ahead, but well, if you're Fnatic, you'd rather have that on your end of things. This Gaimin, they're going to start Roshan once again. Last time around, they were forced to give the Roshan back the way of Fnatic. This time, they do not want to allow it. They'll rush Roshan real darn fast. Fnatic are going to try and smoke over. Are they going to really be able to make it? It doesn't seem like it, but they have a bit of time. They're trying to rush, but it's too late to Duraccio. He's got the Aegis from Fnatic. I don't think they'll force this fight. Surely. And they won't.
Just a bit late on that smoke if they managed to reach there in time. Overgrowth, Blink ready on Johnny Well. They had the egg ready. Everything was set to go. And that might have been an opportunity for them to sneak another Roche if they managed to find that angle. Gaimin up by 5K, 11 to 13. Such a tight match between these two teams. Very patient from both sides. Very calculated movement. As Gaimin are going for their own smoke now with the Aegis up.
They are. Here we go. They've got the advantage with that secondary life. Shards up as well. Duraccio feeling very confident. Ags is there now on Jabs, though. He's got 2 charges of the Primal Split. It could be bad timing for Gaimin to try and initiate, because they don't know the Ags is there. Duraccio not going to find the target he wants. Fnatic still just hiding throughout the mid lane in the tree liners. They will spot out Boom, but do they have the lockdown? Not quite. Boom, he's going to be just fine to walk out of there. Again, your only lockdown is Januel or Jabs. You are heavily reliant on those two, and of course you can commit a very quick Reaper Scythe, but chances are you aren't going to be able to get the damage in from full HP. So Boom, still being chased down here by Fnatic, but again, I just don't think they have the lockdown.
Gaimin are getting a nice slow push done on the top set of racks in tier 3 now. Just pressuring with the lane being shoved in. Ace getting that done all by himself with a shard. Raven forced to respond. So you're going to miss that one piece of lockdown now coming from Necrophos. You're going to miss that big, easy wave ripping apart these strength cores with Reaper's Sight, and Gaimin just back off. They can afford to play it a little bit slower. They know they have the lead. They know it's on Fnatic's best interest to try to force bigger team fights. Every single time they don't, they get to farm a lot more. The CK scaling up really well. Boom on the Ember already has the Shiva's Guard up. Just able to kite around some of these heroes a lot more and mitigate some of that healing as well in the middle of these fights. Fnatic, and they've got a lot of issues going into those engagements. It's all about timing. If Johnny Well can get the Overgrowth after BKBs are popped, then the fight can maybe feel manageable for Fnatic.
Jabs, he'll pop the Primal Split. Keep in mind they have the Ags now up on the DK, so you've got the Big Black Dragon. Celery might just drop immediately, and does. Armel will use his BKB to take him out. Jabs, he'll go for another Tornado onto Tofu. Boom, he's going to make his way over. Jabs still going, has another Primal Split, but the stuns are around. Duraccio going to try and burst him down. Jabs, he's gone. He doesn't get the secondary life off. In the egg, there is going to be an egg out from DJ, but it's not going to last. In fact, Januel, he's going to drop to boot. Draven will be chased down. Mortimer's Kiss is out through the Ghost Shroud. He will melt.
It's getting a bit dicey. Fnatic, they force that fight, they blink in, get the overgrowth. DJ feels like he's in a tough situation. He can't really get a good egg off. They have so much attack speed in Gaimin. The combination just isn't doing enough, and it's difficult for Fnatic to just find the openings. With those big kills and with the ults down, Gaimin have a perfect opportunity to just clean up the top set of racks. They still have some tier 2s to work through. Not going to be able to find that much more, but this just cements their position in this game. It's Fnatic don't have the best angles. They don't have a lot of options in trying to find these pickoffs. They need to commit the ults. And if they commit the ults and nothing happens, if the BKB usage is perfect from Gaimin, you just don't have anything. Like, you can try to hope that Armo fights and gets damage. It's a lot of heroes he has to manage by himself.
Yeah, Gaimin Gladiators just so strong. I mean, it was so patient, John. They just waited for their BKB timings, and suddenly they just turned the whole game on its head as jabs. We'll go for a primal split. Armel in the backside trying to go after Boom. Just doesn't have the damage right now. They'll go for the fight. Armel, he's going to lose his BKB very, very soon as Duraccio trying after DJ. He'll Icarus dive out, but Duraccio again going in onto Raven. That's a big target. They've got the Necrophos. He does have buyback, and he'll commit immediately as GG. Are they going to stick around? It does seem like they want to retreat. Armel still chipping away. Jabs, he has another primal split in 5 seconds, but it is 5 seconds away. And it's 5 seconds too long.
That's enough time for Gaimin to just back off. The Gladiators reposition onto the high ground in the triangle. Fnatic, they bought back on Raven. They want to get something done out of this. Raven, I mean, he's been having some really good farm, especially from the early game. Right, he wasn't dominating the lane, but he was getting that build up. We're at the point we are 32 minutes in, Mike. Only one Reaper site charge. Like, sure, it's not really why you picked the hero to really just keep getting those stacks up. At the same time, Necrophos wants to be ahead. You want to be finding kills every single time with a Reaper side. 32 minutes and just one kill. Like, they haven't been able to play around the ults as well as they wanted to on Fnatic's end, and it's all off the back of how well GG's been reading the map, reading the movement, and just positioning themselves perfectly to avoid those engagements.
Been a very, very good play here from Gaimin Gladiators now. 13k net worth advantage. Fnatic, they are still holding on to 2 Raxes. The Aegis does expire as well. They've got to regroup and recover. Gaimin, they just got to keep doing exactly what they're doing. Just dominating. As they'll hold the Radiant jungle. They'll move their way into the bottom tier 2 tower now. On the brighter side, Armel, he does have the silver edge up. It still doesn't feel like it's going to be anywhere near enough, though.
No, not quite. Like, the damage output is getting a little bit better. The break mechanic is
Armel,
useful.
Big group up mid lane. Gaimin, not going to have the lockdown. Armel, he's going to be okay to get to the high ground. You can see Gaimin, they're just so hot. They're just so thirsty for blood right now. They understand how powerful they are. They just want to go. Back down to the bot tier 2 tower. They'll start with that. Open up the whole map. Really open up that high ground. Make it harder for Fnatic. Duraccio, he'll get started.
With the overcharge up, doesn't take too long with all the attack speed he has. Fnatic, their one shining point here, Mike, is their high ground hold is pretty good. Overgrowth, egg, the combination shines in such a confined area. Now it's all about execution for Fnatic. Finding that opening, finding the position to get a good egg, to get that good overgrowth, to enable Armel to just focus in and hit. Maybe have Raven provide some slight healing and disarms with the Death Seeker. GG though, will go for a smoke play themselves, reclaim the triangle. Are looking for a scan, thinking that Fnatic's using this opportunity to farm up. Not quite. They do have a flank angle from top. They will just break the smoke and kind of go farming with a CK. Fnatic a little bit more time here to try and catch up. But GG, they've just covered most of the map. You know, they're taking control in the triangle, shoving in all the lanes. There's not much room for Fnatic to breed here, Mike.
Yeah, I mean, Armel's still top of the net worth pot, surprisingly enough, here on this TA, regardless of what's happened. They are 16k behind, but Armel, he's still got the farm. It just might be getting to that stage where you might want to start thinking about Divines, John. Might be one of those games.
Yeah, it's a tricky one, though, going for the Divine on the TA. It just doesn't feel like a very secure TA game. You know, it's not like you're the most survivable up front. There's a lot of damage, a lot of attack speed coming through from GG to burn through your refraction. And they've already got the gem anyway, so Meld's not going to be saving as well. Neither is that Silver Edge. But it does feel like it might be an all-in playtime. You know, you do need to bring something out of the bag here. I guess a couple more things is like, say, a refresh up on Zhao would be one way, but has a pause 5-3, and yeah, that's a bit of a pipe dream right now, Mike.
Yeah. Well, the best they can do right now is just keep split pushing, and you'll see Armel skipping the bot creep wave. They use the relocate to try and push it back in, but Armel is not allowing it, so instead Gaimin, they might force themselves through the mid or top lane, force the fight that way. Sperm will move in, chains a route onto the Brewmaster, but Jabs, he's going to be fine. They've got the Black Dragon there from Ace. So much damage on those racks in the mid lane, as they do get the range racks. They're taking things nice and slow for now. Not overextending here on Gaimin as they do move in. Jabs, oh, that's a lot of damage. Jabs, he'll try to survive through it. He needs that primal split. He does barely get it off in time. Jabs now, he can't really move back in. They can't force the fight, I don't think. It does feel like Gaimin need to overextend for Fnatic to have a chance to win a team fight here in this high ground.
Yeah, they've really got to do a couple of things. GG needs to clump up and kind of be lousy with BKBs. Like, just a slip of the decision-making in terms of getting that spell immunity, that's when Fnatic finds the opening. But when you're relying on small mistakes to find your opening, it's really tough to force that out of your opponents, especially considering how GG's been playing. Just very clean, very patient, and very calculated every single step. They eventually find that mid set of racks. Only the bot left. Roshan up in 40 seconds. GG already checking the area. Scan is there to spot them out from Fnatic, but they figure out it's also not happening as well. Fnatic are smoked up, though. Wanted to force something.
Oh, they think Roshan's happening. Oh, boom, he breaks the smoke, too. Nothing going to come out of this. Sperm chains up the TA. DJ going to try to move in. GG, they're just going straight forward. DJ going to be so careful. They've got so much damage. Reaper sight this out, but it does nothing. Meanwhile, TJ does drop to Ace, but will buy back. They want the fight. Celery being caught out. Durantio trying to fight against the Brewlings, while Celery is still trying to find a way out. He's disarmed and go-shredded up now. In fact, Genuel gonna drop. Will buy back as well. Armel finally finishing off Celery, but Ace, he's right on top. Armel's in big, big trouble. He's gone. He will have the buyback, but he won't commit it. There's just no point. The fight's already over.
And it's straight to Roshan now for GG off the back of that fight, forcing a lot of buybacks out from Fnatic. At least they didn't buy back under big cores, but they take the opportunity to shove in mid instead, going through some of these junk buildings into the towers, trying to force that buyback out of Armel.